Yo, what is good? My anniversary, what is good, yo? Guys, this show has truly and deeply scarred my mind of what I expect. Not only what I expect, but what people have gone through. They want us to truly, care, actually have some type of understanding of it. But the hardest part about trying to understand someone like the person we just got to witness the backstory of, I feel like he can die now, right? Like, his character can die at any time. That's a death flag if I've ever seen one. Or it's more or less a understanding set piece to be like, what he does next, this is why he would ever be in a situation to be doing it, because of what he's already been through. But let's start with the beginning of the episode. We find out that the person who was joining up to be in the army and the person who bumped into this guy who's been trapped in this situation ever since are both kind of the same boat. Taking care of other people, trying to be better. But the person who died on the army side of things, he was even taking care of the person who had just joined the army. Hence, why I think he joined. Right? Like, not only will he be closer to him and get to see him, but he's also going to be able to make the same money that he's making. So it will definitely provide more than they were already getting with just one person working. So come to find out that one of the main characters has like a orphan family, and the person who was the oldest was the red-haired guy who wound up passing away. So that's ridiculously hard, and we haven't seen him actually go back to these kids ever since that instance happened. So I think that's kind of where the cops, or like the other workers of the force, get to say the thing of like, we're not the only ones suffering, right? There's some other people that are really suffering a lot from this loss and what the person did, that is your brother, when they're talking to his sister, and knowing that she could just feel the guilt and the pain of, like, these people in here and what has happened. Even though she didn't believe it, she still kind of can understand. She could read the room, right? Um, and that's kind of the cool part about this show, is they have those types of moments where it could go one way, and they kind of let it play out as far as possible to this point where this sister's like, I can't believe it. He would, do every single thing for me, pay for my schooling, do this, do that. He's a good person. And then you look in the eyes of someone who's truly hurt and, clearly in pain, and somehow it's because of your brother or because of someone that you think is the one of the sweetest people ever. That's eye-opening. So she has taken the leap and gone in, but to think that she she's gonna have any information outside of what she just shared with her growing up with him and being in this village that's pretty far away from everything, seemingly like it's not a close village to where he was causing all those problems. But regardless, there's people that can't be trusted, and they're being put directly into the hands of those people. One person, the darker skin, the girl with the white hair, the like scientist or whatever she is, she's like a super spy. She winds up finding pretty much what we expected, or what I expected more than nothing, is that somehow the humans are to be responsible for the mutation monsters and stuff like that. And if they are, why is it that they're here, and where are they, so the humans don't have to see them? Like, if they gotten out, or if they're a part of the world, it's a very, very small portion of the story, right? Like, the mutants haven't even became a focal point of the story because they just have so much other messed up crap going on. So to know that the guy who completely tortured the ever living crap out of somebody already until he got the information of where these smugglers might have been hiding in town, he is about to do probably the same thing, if not try to do worse to this guy's sister and see what he gets out of her. But my problem with that is I I kind of figured she shouldn't know anything because he was innocent before all this happened. So hold on, I needed to sneeze. But yeah, overall, I definitely suggest you guys get ready for some messed up stuff because I could just feel it in the air. And not to mention the people who are already in the government are pretty twisted and supposedly are smuggling some of the weapons themselves. And the worst person to know about that is the guy who likes to torture, right? So if you truly are doing that, he can easily find out by ripping off your toenails, cutting you very not so deep so you don't die, stuff like that. So not the guy you want on your tail already if you're doing something that could give him permission to absolutely destroy you. Um, but it looks like the one thing he wants to see is the fear, the guilt, the scared little the scared little criminal. And I don't think he got to see it with his dad. Is the face of someone just breaking down, the face of someone who has lost supposedly everything, and then the government is about to then take more away, so it seems like the people who are already in the army while he was in the mansion at that time are the ones who got to see that. He didn't get to see it because he was all the way up the stairs behind him. So I guess that will complete his arc of having his mother be a maid, and then the person already having two children that he treats way better than his third child, like the child that isn't supposed to be royalty. And then come to find out that because that kid supposedly broke wine bottles, which it was really a cat, um, his mom got taken out on the pain, like straight up takes her to a room and does stuff. And then the next day she's found dead because she jumped in a river. Quote unquote, jumped in a frozen river. Head first, mind you. So, but this is right out on the tail ends of this guy saying, it makes my skin crawl to know that he even has my blood inside of him. Or that they share the same blood, right? So, it's pretty obvious where that was going. She probably said, you can kill me, but just spare my son. Or even worse, she didn't even have a choice, right? She just died because he was tired of seeing her, and the better way of taking her out and having no real explanation why this kid is here, and you don't have to worry about the missus finding out, is clear, so. Oh, plus he was beating on the guy ridiculously. So it's one of those moments where they're like, do you understand now why he's crazy and why he's a psycho and why he's doing this? And do you think it's okay now? It's like, no. Nah. Man went out killing prostitutes with his quote unquote father's knife and then pinned it on him or something along those lines. I don't even know how that worked. I don't. Maybe the maids that his mom was one of them, and he brought her in afterward. Like he brought her in while she was a prostitute. Accidentally got her pregnant, made her a maid, and then was like, "Wait, you're just a prostitute at the end of the day or something," and killed her. So, I'm guessing at that point she might have already been a maid and never a prostitute. But regardless, it's still ridiculously messed up and. I know for a fact he's going to take out all that malice continuously on everybody until he dies. So hopefully he doesn't get his hand on too many good people in this show, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the last people standing, because he's already kind of he's skeptical against his own government people. He knows they're smuggling their own weapons after they just got it back from smugglers, and somehow the weapons don't calculate right. Like if there's supposed to be 18 weapons and only 16 got put back, right? So we'll see how this all plays out. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case is when you're watching this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. Peace.